Hi everyone, it's Kate and I'm back with another scrapbook layout process video for you. I thought I would film my weekly challenge over on Hipkit for the mood board inspired layout with the specific design prompts of monochromatic pink with black accents, which I found was a really good challenge. And if you are ever struggling for inspiration for doing a scrapbook page or don't know where to start, don't know what direction to take, then I would highly recommend either doing a colour challenge, because they really put you outside your comfort zone, or just picking up one of the challenges that we do over on a Friday anyway, because I have been my most creative by following these design prompts. It's really helped me do something that I wouldn't normally do. So I've started off with a white piece of Brazil cardstock, and I've just painted the background really roughly with some real cheap pink acrylic paint that I had in my stash, and I'm just going over it with there's a stencil that comes in the colour kit for the January 2021 Hip kits, which are the kits that I'm using in this video. So that's that really pretty stencil there, which has got really tiny pretty dots and lines on it. So I've just run some modelling paste through that so that it's actually 3D against the acrylic paint, and I am ever impatient, so I'm just using my heat tool just to dry that off so I can carry on. So I just had another look at the mood board there just to see what I was most inspired by. And naturally, I was most inspired by that delicious looking tray of donuts. But rather than the actual being inspired by it being a donut shape, I actually took from that circles, and I wanted to incorporate circles into this layout, and some of the colours that they were in as well, I wanted to pick out. So I thought I would use, in the colour kit this month, we've got some watercolour paper, rolled floral die cuts, which is what you can see me painting there. So I just took some of the pink shimmers that we got in an earlier colour kit. I think it was actually only the December colour kit because it was still on my desk, so it was definitely a recent one. And I think it was the Naughty or Nice Inklings. So what I did is I just took a bit of that, watered it down slightly. What I also did is wet the watercolour paper on the rolled die cuts, because it's really thick. It is watercolour paper, so it will definitely take some extra water. And I did that because as well I just wanted to give it that washed out effect. And have it be a nice sort of light pink colour. I purposefully as well didn't paint the underside of the flowers because I wanted you to see the two tones, so the pink and the sort of white colour as well. So the mat that I use for my picture is just one of my go-to favourite ones at the moment, which just seems to be just plain white cardstock and then a white tissue paper underneath as well, just for some added texture. So then I've gone through and picked out some of the papers that I think will fit nicely with the theme. So the theme, going back to that again, is pink monochromatic with black accents. So I just wanted to use pink papers, greys, or anything with black accents in. I printed my picture off in grey colour scale as well, just so that fit in and you didn't have any distracting colours. And I pulled out again that favourite piece of mine, the 12x12 paper, which is called Fresh Start. So again, going with the circle theme, I just fussy cut that gorgeous pink flower, and I just nestled that to the left hand side, of my photo. And So I'm looking for some other embellishments that I can use that are in that sort of colour scale. And again, I can see that this one's going to be a big hit within this kit because I've used it on almost every layout. There's a full 12 by 12 sheet of all different speech bubbles with different sayings on, fitting for different scenarios. So I'm just going to add those because I like to add a different, I always like to have at least two focal points within a layout. So I'm just going to do a staggered effect down the right hand side. So I'm just going to cut a few of those out. And then I'm just going to cut some flags out in the same sort of matching pattern papers as well, so it brings it together. So I found a couple more black accent embellishments that I wanted to use out of the chipboard pieces. So that frame, and then there's a little sign that says "Love You" as well. And I'm just going to fold these rolled floral die cuts up. So the way that I do that, I just dried them off to make sure that the paper was completely dry. And then I'm just using a wet tacky glue and just rolling them as tightly as possible. And then I'll just hold them for a few seconds at the end, and then just flatten the leaves down once I've finished. So I was pondering how I was going to make the title work on this layout, because the white alphas that we got were quite small, and I wanted a bit of a bigger title on this page, but I wanted it to fit in with the colourway. So all I did was I grabbed the purple stickers that we've got in this kit, and I just used a black permanent marker, and I just coloured over those letters, and voila, they are now black, and they fit perfectly in this theme layout. So I just left that to dry for a minute. I wasn't sure if it was going to completely work because I haven't done that before. I usually use acrylic paint, but the permanent marker worked just perfectly as well. So they looked really, really nice and fit in really well with the layout. So if you have a layout that you're doing and you haven't got things that fit in the exact colourway, just have a think about any other ways that you can change the colour of something, and that might be with permanent markers or acrylic paint or anything else that you've got in your stash. So I grabbed some other ephemera and just nestled that in. I did cut some pieces. I cut some of it in half. That big flower that you can see, I cut that in half so I can use that at the top and bottom. And then another pink flower as well. Don't forget that if you've got part of a piece of ephemera that doesn't match the colour setting that you're going for, you can always just trim that bit off. So the pink flower that I've nestled in as well had some green leaves on it, and I just chopped those off. But I always put those to one side because I'll use those on another layout as well. So for the rest of the title, I just used some of the white thickers because they looked really nice, and I like to have different size titles. I think that really draws the eye in. I've gone for another chipboard frame, so I've used a black and white one, and then I've just cut that pink one in half as well, so I can use that top and bottom. I just go in and finish off with finish gluing everything down. I've just got a bit of journaling that I do in a black uni pin. And I think that's pretty much it, so I'll leave you to watch the rest of the video. Thanks ever so much for watching another video, guys. Your support means the world to me. If you like the content in this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to this channel, that would absolutely make my week. Thanks very much, guys. I'll speak to you soon.